Hey everyone, and welcome to month 2 of our 12-month improvement challenge. This is a really important moment because this is about the time that most people quit when trying to start a new habit. So if you're here and you're still with me, that means you're really serious about trying to improve your chess. Let's go. Last month we talked about the importance of learning from lost games, and your homework was to create a document called Why I'm Losing. I hope you were able to get some games in and start tracking the patterns in your lost games. If that's something you find consistently useful, you can absolutely continue doing that as we move forward in the challenge. You can also just keep this exercise in your back pocket and pull it out every few months when you feel like your studying kind of needs a refresh. But before we jump into this month's challenge, I do want to talk about how you can use this document that you've created moving forward. It's not really enough to just write down those key takeaways from your lost games and then never think about them again. This is a good time when you have a few pages of mistakes to go back through and read them. Usually I don't need to do any special fancy sorting to start to see the patterns. I just kind of read everything through and see what stands out. For me, last month, I was analyzing some of my Blitz games, and I noticed a few key things. I was, 1, getting into time trouble, which is something specific to Blitz, but 2, that also affected my endgame play, which was rough, and 3, I was rushing to attack or make things happen when the pieces were actually calling for slower, more positional plans. So how am I going to act on this? I've already been working on my time management in Blitz. If you watch my streams, you know that's kind of a constant, ongoing issue for me. For endgames, I am going to make a point of endgame study. I can do online puzzles specific to different types of endgames, and I'm also compiling a collection of my own endgames that I can use as practical study positions. And then I'm also planning to study master games in my openings to give me better ideas of good middle game plans, so I'm not just throwing my pieces at my opponent and kind of hoping something works. I'd love to hear any insights that you got from your losses last month, so please feel free to share that down in the comments. Now on to this month's improvement focus. Openings. The best way to study chess openings is a topic that's hotly debated among chess improvers and masters and coaches. Some people love to learn new openings and are constantly trying new things. Some people go incredibly deep into the sidelines of some of their favorites, and others try to avoid opening theory altogether. The reality is that you should just do what works best for you, but I am going to give you some guidance this month because it is a challenge after all. So I'll divide this up based on chess.com like rapid rating. It's not an exact science, so you can just kind of slot yourself into wherever you feel the most comfortable. So if you are a beginner, let's say under 800 chess.com, your goal this month is going to be mastering opening principles. I have a video that expands on this, but in a nutshell, that means controlling the center, developing your pieces, and getting your king to safety. If you can get to a point where you are forcing yourself to follow these principles in all of your games, that's going to be your win condition for this month. Now, if you like watching opening videos and you want to go a little deeper, by all means, go for it. I think the problem at this level is that, at least in my experience, your opponents will give you maybe like 5 book moves in your chosen opening, and then you'll be completely on your own. So you can feel free to learn all the tricks and traps you want, but at the end of the day, the opening principles are going to be the most important to focus on this month and for your long-term improvement. For the early intermediates, let's say like 800 to 1300, I'm sure you've already done some opening exploration. For me personally, this was the time when I was trying to do a lot of gambits and traps and just trying to win the game as quickly as possible. And that's fine if that's you. I just want to warn you and kind of warn my past self that you'll still need a backup plan if your opponent doesn't fall for those tricks and traps. And this might not be you. You might be playing, as solid as they come. Either way, my challenge for you is to settle on 1 or 2 openings. So 1 opening for white and like 2-ish for black. 1 against e4 and 1 against d4 / like everything else. A lot of times I've seen people blame their losses on the opening no matter what happens in the game, and they're constantly trying to find this white whale of a perfect opening. It just doesn't exist. You just need openings that give you positions that you are comfortable with and that you enjoy playing. If that's a rock solid closed position, great. If it's a wild, open, tactical position, great. You decide, but your goal is to choose 1 or 2 with the openings for black. You get the idea. Watch all the videos, read all the books that you can, and just know that we are settling on an opening that you're going to use for the foreseeable future. I would also suggest playing a lot of games in this opening because you can't know if an opening is for you if you don't have a lot of experience playing that opening. If you are an upper intermediate, let's say like 1300 to 1800, my advice for you is basically the same. We are choosing our openings and sticking to them. And then for you, I'm adding on the additional homework of going and creating opening files, or if you've already done that, solidifying them. You can do this in a variety of places, and there's resources out there on how to create opening files in Chessable, Chessbook, Lichess Studies, etc. I'm sure you can give more ideas in the comments and just by searching on the internet, but those are just the main ones that I've used. The idea is to put every line that you study and that you are using into one spot so that when you're reviewing your games, you can go back through and see exactly where you deviated. It also starts to become helpful and extremely necessary to have all your opening files in one place so that you can go back and start reviewing and memorizing them. So your task is to build out or expand and solidify your opening files. For advanced players, let's say 1800 and up, and this is including myself, it's habit building time. This is about the time when your opponents are actually playing deep into your lines and you need to know what you're doing. So we are going to find a way to start doing spaced repetition, whether that's on Chessable or Chessbook or somewhere else. Get those openings to a place where it is basically muscle memory. My coach, Nate Solon, suggests that you should add one move to your repertoire every time you're reviewing one of your games. We're basically aiming to become mini masters of our opening throughout this month and continuing that habit of reviewing and expanding as we continue through the challenge even beyond this. Whatever level you're at, I hope this was helpful, and let me know what your plans are for reviewing or learning or expanding your opening down in the comments for this month. Remember, you can join my Discord for a small chess improvement community to keep yourself accountable. That link is in the description. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the monthly challenges and the rest of my content. And with that, I will see you soon.